to that place to get to this one. Now some of you might still be in that place. If you're trying to get out, just follow me. I'll get you there. You can try and read my lyrics off of this paper before I lay 'em, but you won't take the sting out these words before I say 'em. Cause ain't no way I'm gonna let you stop me from causing mayhem. When I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. I don't give a damn what you think. I'm doing this for me. So the world feed it beans. It's gassed up. Everything's just stopping me. I'ma be what I set out to be. Without a doubt, undoubtedly. And all those who look down on me, I'm tearing down your balcony. No ifs, ands, or buts. Don't try to ask him why or how can he. From Infinite down to the last relapse album, he still whether he's on salary, paid hourly, until he bows out or he just bows out of him. Whichever comes first, for better or worse. He's married to the game, like a f*** you for Christmas. His gift is a curse. Forget the earth, he's got the urge to pull his from the dirt and the whole universe. I'm not afraid to take a stand, take a stand. Everybody, come take my hand, come take my hand. We'll walk this road together through the storm. Whatever weather, cold or warm, just letting you know that you're not alone. Holla if you feel like you've been down the same road. And cut the crap. I shouldn't have to rhyme these words in the rhythm for you to know it's a rap. You said you was king, you lied through your teeth. For that, your feelings. Instead of getting crowned, you're getting capped. And to the fans, I'll never let you down again, I'm back. I promise to never go back on that promise. In fact, let's be honest, at last we laughed. CD was aired, perhaps I ran them accents into the ground. Relax, I ain't going back to that now. All I'm trying to say is get back, click, clack, clap. Cause I ain't playing around. It's a game called circling, I don't know how. I'm way too up to back down. But I think I'm still trying to figure this crap out. Thought I had it mapped out, but I guess I didn't. This fucking black cloud still follows me around, but it's time to exercise these demons, these motherfuckers are doing jumping jacks now. I'm not afraid to take a stand, take a stand. Everybody, come take my hand, come take my hand. We'll walk this road together through the storm. Whatever weather, cold or warm, just letting you know that you're not alone. Holla if you feel like you've been down the same road. And I just can't keep living this way. So starting today, I'm breaking out of this cage. I'm standing up, I'ma face my demon. I'm manning up, I'ma hold my ground. I've had enough, now I'm so fed up. Time to put my life back together right now.
Hello, everybody. First of all, what I want to do is apologise. I had a few technical issues there. Instead of sharing it on Red Rose's page, I decided to share it onto my own page. So I apologise about that, but we're here now. So I'll hand you over to the lovely Emily.
Hello, so I'm covering tonight. So you're just gonna have to bear with us. But this is Lancashire User Forum. This is a safe space for people who have drug, alcohol, mental health problems. You know, it's just a safe space for people to come on and share and talk. And obviously I'm going to be looking at the comments. There's quite a few people on already. But I'm also going to introduce, we've got the lovely Willie McBlain, who's not been on for quite a while. He's going to come on and do his story for us and tell us where he's up to. So do you want to just say hello quickly, Willie?
Hiya, Glenn, for getting this on, and hiya to Emily for hosting for tonight. Okay, thanks, lovely.
Thank you. And then we've got, or we did have, we've got, if they want to come in and say hello, we've got Will and Gary. Do you want to just come on?
Sure.
Do you want to just say hello? Right, so they're camping, so you're going to have to bear with us because they're camping, they're out in the sticks, and I think he's just trying to get a reception. So it's going a little bit glitchy. So I'll tell you what, while I'm waiting for them to come on, I'll see who's on. So we've got hello to Chris Rowlands, Pamela Lewis, Shazza Pritchard, Sarah, Samantha Keane, and Luke Harper. So these are people that are watching at the moment. There is more people watching, but these are the people that have. So, Will, are you back with us?
Hello?
Right, Will's glitching. Not you, Willie. Will.
Okay.
They're glitching.
Okay.
it's going a little bit. Let's just see if we can get onto them. Will, can you hear us? Where are you camping?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear us all right?
We can hear you. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Yeah. So sorry, it just went down. It just went down from 4G to 3G there, so it kicked us out of the Zoom a couple of times. So if you stop being able to hear us, just let us know because we don't want them like a.
Are you there, Will?
But hold on,
I
can you hear us?
I can hear. I can see your fire. The fire that
Yeah.
you're burning, and I can hear you a little bit. Can you not hear him,
Can you-
Glenn?
Well, we are.
Hey, there they are.
Hello, people.
Hiya.
Hey, everybody.
Do you want to tell us what you're doing and why you're in a forest camping?
Yeah, of course. Jay, do you want to give us a lowdown on what we've been doing over the past couple of days?
Hey, everybody. Good evening and welcome. Make you like and share, everybody. You know, that's important. We actually do that every time. So, yeah, we stood here in Mickle where we will above.
Live from the Lake District.
Live from the Lake District, people. Living the dream in recovery and staying clean. Do you know, and this is what it's about, eh? This is what we're doing when we're clean. You know, when we was in active addiction, we didn't do any of that. We didn't experience any of the stuff that we're doing today. And we're clean and we're building a fire and we've had some to eat today. We've cooked a bit of a stew and so yeah.
Reconnecting with nature, getting away from the madness, you know, boosting our well-being, and just finding our zen.
It's nice because
So
we've
you
just
gonna
had
be-
Christmas and sorry Emily, yeah, we just had Christmas and lockdown and you know it's hard working it being in the city and doing stuff all the time. So I think sometimes, you know, just for your mental health people, it's nice just to get away and remember it's not just you in your recovery, it's you need to do stuff for yourself and stuff you enjoy. You know, and especially being with people, do you know what I mean? And that's why we're here tonight, just kind of reconnecting and getting rid of all that old mayhem from last year and enjoying life. Yeah, it's important to be a part of it.
And freshwater swimming as well, aren't we?
Well, I haven't because I'm too old. I'm too scared to actually jump in and have a heart attack. 'Cause I'm
Listen,
getting on a
face
bit
your
now.
fears. Glenn's just been on about that for me today. Get out of your comfort zone and face your fears. Go and have a swim. You won't have a heart attack. You'll be fine.
Oh, that is getting out the comfort zone.
I
let me
did
tell
face
you.
my fears. I put my hand in cold water and that was it for me. I was done.
So you like? So do you think you're all like Bear Grylls now? Is that what you're trying to do? You know, like we're we're out
Obvious.
in nature.
We've got Bear Wills.
Hey, we made Tater Ash before. We've not honestly, it was like epic, unbelievable. Just what a tea, wasn't it, Jamie? What a scran it was.
Yeah, belting.
It was unbelievable. We loved it.
Oh,
Wouldn't
do you
it,
know
Will?
what
See
though?
we
Like you
made?
said, this is the magic of recovery. You know, you wouldn't have been doing this. You'd have probably been, you know, gouged out somewhere in a forest, not knowing
I've
where
been
you
quite
are. You know,
sober.
so now you're making corned beef stew. You're loving life. You're out with nature, and that's like you said. Could you have ever imagined you were doing this a couple of years ago?
No. Being honest, it was locked up, Emily.
Oh, hold on. You sound like Metal Mickey.
So I've been away a long time before they come here. So like, just getting away, do you know. Can you hear me now? Sound like a gangster when I say that. Hear me now, Ali G.
Can you hear me now?
So yeah, I would have sat on a rock before. Yeah, hear me now. Yeah, I would have sat on a rock before and, you know, just contemplating what I've been through and just like losing our reason and being in jail not more than 7 months ago and, you know, the friends that I've made and the stuff that I'm doing now in the community and the differences I'm making in people's lives and my own and my family's. And yeah, it's good to realise that. You know, it is, isn't it? When you come out here, you get to do that. You get to have time to think, don't you? And what's important to you.
I can
Can I
only
sh-
leave the house, me, for vodka if I couldn't go. No, I
Can
can
I-
go anywhere.
There we go.
Go on,
Can I ask you a
Glenn.
question, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
So, if you was to put a message out there to the community that's watching now, because I'm watching you from Comfort Me or Norm, and it looks really therapeutic in itself what you're doing and that connection that you've all got together. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So what message would you put out there to the community for people to hear that people may be struggling, may be isolating? What would you like to say to them?
Yeah, go on, Jay. I'll go first. I'd just say, just keep looking forward and stop looking back, because I was always too busy looking back. So the past, it's just a forward watch from the future. So I was too busy looking back to ever actually go anywhere. So I'm still only early in my recovery, but then I've just started looking forward now. And obviously sometimes I do look back, but I just try and focus on going forward. And I'm not worrying about where anyone else is or what anyone else is doing, apart from kind of myself. So I was selfish in addiction, and I'm kind of being selfish in recovery now and just focusing on myself. And obviously my friends as well. But I'm not worrying about what everyone else has got and what I ain't got. I'm appreciating my journey and thinking of what I've got now, which I'm grateful for, because like, before I come to Preston, I had nothing. I had holes in my trainers. Do you know what I mean? I had absolutely nothing. So I'm appreciating every little thing what I get and valuing it. And I know that when the other things are ready for me, I'll get them and I'll be able to keep them. Yeah.
You know
Go on,
what?
Bob.
Just before you come in, Will, I just want to just touch on that. Then I think that's a really, really powerful message, because sometimes looking back and not looking forward can keep us in that madness, can't it? It can keep us where we're at, and where we judge ourselves. We have our perception of the way that our behaviours are and stuff like that. And I think that's really, really powerful. And looking that now you're looking forward and you're actually showing that visible recovery, aren't you? What now people can see that it is possible to get well and to do the things that you're doing. So I think that's a great message, pal.
And enjoy the journey. Enjoy it. It doesn't have to make new friends, connections, do things what you've always wanted to do, or things that you've lost contact with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Will, did you want to come in?
Yeah, I'll go next. Hello, everyone on the interwebs. Yeah. Oh, heck, it's quite important being back up here for me, because this is where I live. This is like, weirdly, I live a lot of my really bad active addiction in a beautiful place like the Lake District. And when I left the Lake District and came into recovery, I was fucking broken. I was absolutely broken. You know, just wanting to die every day and trying to do that as well. Really trying. And coming back here, you know, like 4 months or so down the line, just, you know, being able to see the changes myself, and like being able to come here and not need to drink myself to death and drop acid, and, you know, I'd just like be able to sit and appreciate nature for what it is out here, man. It's special. I've had a way better time sober. I'm not saying that to fucking kiss arse. I'm not at all. I say how it is. I've had a fucking amazing time and that's the second thing, finding like really true friends, because sometimes the people you hang around with in active addiction, it's just a matter of a convenience that they're also addicts, so it kind of makes sense to spend time with them. But then when you come out of that, you find really beautiful relationships, and like you challenge each other to do good rather than just to fucking get another bag or go and get another fucking pint or whatever. So yeah, man, it's special.
One thing, Will, that I want to just say about you is when I met you at the Christmas Love, I had a lot of admiration for you, because you're young, you're a baby really, aren't you? Know, like, and I remember you saying that you wanted to get this recovery right while you were young, because you didn't want to have that 20 years of addiction and that madness. You already had that madness at a young age, and you wanted to be like a voice for younger people to say it's okay to be in recovery. You don't have to go out and party just because you're in your 20s. It's not like not what everybody has to do. So I just sort of had so much admiration, and you gave me hope, because I know a lot of young people that are struggling, and a lot of young people, there's a lot of stigma like, oh, I can't like say I've got an addiction problem. I'm only 20 odd.
You're so right.
So I just want to say big up to you, because that's that's massive. And I just think you're just going to be such a good advocate for young people.
Thank
so
you.
That you don't have to have that 20 years of mayhem and pain to start.
Yeah, definitely. It's so true what you're saying, Emily, because I'm in Preston, you know, a city of 150,000 people, and count on one hand the people at my age trying to find recovery. One hand, literally one hand. And I probably need, a book about 300 pages long to list all the names of people that are my age in active addiction, whether they know it in a continuum because they feel shit and therefore they use again, because that was the cycle I was in from like looking back, like Jamie said, or if they're in denial and they don't know yet. And yeah, it's about breaking down all them boundaries. But you know, it's just nice to be connecting as well with other people in recovery.
Of course
Here,
it is.
we're in
You've
the
got-
Lake. I mean,
You've got
look,
some comments. 1 minute. I just want to say it because someone's just put, hold on. So Joe Clayton has just agreed with what I've just said. Joe's, you know, one of our young members. And then Chris Rowlands, Will is the new breed of recoverist. Oh, come on. So Will, you know, you're a bit of a superstar.
yeah, well, I'm not really though, because like I said, there's a new generation of people that are young that are in recovery, but far more fucking importantly, there's a new generation of people getting into active addiction. So like the sun really doesn't blow out of my arse. Like I've done some fucking horrible things,
Well,
and I take
We all
responsibility
have.
for that. But like and you know, I was powerless in my addiction, but I can be not powerless, and you know, even start to become with the right people around me powerful in my recovery. And you know, thank you for all your kind comments, but you know,
Well-
there's a lot that needs to change. I'm clearly a bit of an anomaly in that sense. So let's focus on that next generation that's still in active recovery, because those are the people that really need our help. I'm very fortunate.
And also, I've got a good friend who's, you know, a young lad, Luke Harper. Don't mind me saying, you know, and he agrees. And you know, it's like I said, these people need that support. They need people like you, Will, to, you know, tell them how it's been for you and that they can relate. Because sometimes they don't. When you're young, you don't really relate to the older ones. You're a bit like, we're not quite hip hop and trending now. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's good to be able to speak to people that are young like yourself. I think they can get that connection with you. I just think you're amazing. I really do. I think you're all amazing.
I agree to an extent, but hey, look, here I am with two old men, and I'm having a great-
Hey, go on! We're
Ah.
oldies. Hey, we're oldies.
I'm yeah,
Well, I think we've
Oh,
lost.
but anyway, look,
I'm going to come in a minute. I'm going to come in. Well, I'm going to come in there because what Emily just said there about I'm old and I'm hip. I think that I'm hip. So,
You're all right.
so I just want to put it out there that it doesn't matter how old you are, it's how old you feel. So I'll just put it out there. I can rock it with 17, 18, 19 year
There
olds
you
all
go.
day.
is it hip or is it hip replacement, Glenn? That's the big question.
Hey,
Go on.
no. No need for that.
Listen, Willie's old lad. Cause aren't you, Willie?
Yeah,
See,
My
Willie's
bro-
old as well. We're all right.
my brain's fried.
Well, listen, Willie, it's not. You'll be able to go camping with these lot one day. Don't worry about that. They'll have to take Willie camping.
Well, yeah, this is what we've said. We said if we can do it in the middle of, excuse my language, but fuck winter, then we can do it whenever we want. So like we're wanting to, you know, do more of this because it's just, you know, connecting with nature. And anyway, with that, I'm gonna pass over to our good friend Jay over here, and he's gonna come give his spiel. So come on, lad, into the spotlight. Come on, don't hold your
I'm
back now.
keeping it real. For
Wow,
those
you look
older-
old. How old are you, love? You're looking old there.
What? You cheeky man. Looking old. You're as young as you feel. Feel 21 again hanging around with Will. 21 again I am. So hey everybody.
Hello, go on, tell
Good
us. Talk to us.
So what do you want to know then?
What do you know? Tell us what you know. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us what you've been up to. How are you feeling?
Been doing, man? It's kind of really the same old, you know, and that, and yeah, just doing the same that we was doing before Christmas, really. So obviously we're still feeling homeless. We've got recovery rights. Yeah.
Can I just ask something? And I know, and this is me, so everyone
Yeah.
can go, oh, here we go. Where you going toilet?
Hey, you're asking some personal questions now.
No,
But do you know,
What do you do?
just ask yourself this question: does a bird shit in the woods?
Wow, right, okay.
Does a bird shit in the
That's
woods?
fine.
That's all you need to know.
Just
Yeah.
checking.
Done it.
Just checking.
Yeah, yeah, we can make sure that we're cleaning our mess up, people. So you know, we've got the campsite. We don't want anybody complaining. We have actually cleaned up. Everything is okay. We're not leaving any rubbish behind. We're not leaving a footprint. So yeah, so we're being responsible in that regards.
Right.
Um,
Sorry about that.
so what
I'm
we're doing?
I just had to clear that one up.
So, do you want to know what we're doing in the community in Preston?
Yeah, go on then. Tell us.
So, people, we're still feeding the homeless. We're still doing that on a Wednesday evening from 7 o'clock at St James's Church. It's actually turning out really well. So, we're just going to do a big shout out to Indian over in Preston. And thanks ever so much, guys, to Greg's and all for their donations, to all you lovely volunteers who take time out of your beautiful day and give back in the evening. Because we start at 6, 7 o'clock and we don't finish until 9, 9:30. So just asking people to come down on a weekly basis. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, thank you everybody for that. Will's got the recovery rides going on, which is on Jamie, which is on a Saturday, which is at where is it?
Pavilion Cafe, Avon Park, 10:30.
There we go, Pavilion Cafe. So that's going to be taken off. What else have we got? Will, we've got the men's group. So that's on a Thursday from 11 o'clock at the Art Cafe in Preston. Then we have men's group on a Tuesday. That's Recycling Lives, which is getting really big at the moment. And the Art Cafes and all, nearly last week, we nearly filled the full cafe up. So that was
Good.
really good to see, you know, people doing it.
Good. Chris Rowlands has just asked, are you fishing while you're out there?
Yeah, we have been, yeah.
You fishing?
Got
Chris
absolutely
Rowlands.
nothing. Absolutely nothing except a runny nose.
Yeah, it's called fishing, not catching, for a reason, unfortunately. Yeah.
And Jessica Porter has just said that compost is all good. I think she's on about the soiling of you're soiling the forest while you're down there.
I've got runny nose, people. Look, I've got tissues because I'm the old fat to the group, you see. I've got to walk around with tissues and fisherman's friends in my pocket. Just
Yes, I love fisherman's friends.
Fisherman's
Ooh.
friend.
Put the camera.
Come on, do you want to walk down to the toilet?
Yeah, toilet.
Come on, people.
Whoa, hold on.
Hold on.
Whoa, where's this going now? I know I mentioned
What's
the toilet.
this?
I don't want to see it.
Watch.
Oh, what's that on it? What's on it?
We're not going to show you what's in it, are we?
No, what's on it? There's something on it. It look curly. What is it?
Curl.
Is it?
Use your imagination if it's curly.
Oh, right.
Oh, you big bloody ass people.
Oh, I
Well,
feel
it's like from the Lake Districts. What do you expect?
bloody hell. Let me see some more comments.
Yeah.
Jay.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to get involved and they want to come to some of the groups that are running in central Lancashire or anywhere across Lancashire, what would they do?
Get in touch with Red Rose or get in touch with Love. You know, the phone number's out there and you've got people's email addresses. Just get in contact with somebody because somebody will point you in the right direction.
Get Telegram.
Get involved. You know, instead of sitting at home and struggling, you know, if you've got mental health problems and you're struggling to getting out and doing stuff and you think, God, I'd love to be doing that, you know, you can. There's no stopping you today, you know, from getting involved. You just need to ask for that initial thing, and that's that help. I always talk about that medium. If you go out there and you say, listen, I need a bit of help, I'm struggling, this is the stuff you can be doing. It is, isn't it?
It is, and I think for everyone out there, if anybody does want to get involved and they want some groups anywhere across Lancashire, then or online, so wherever you're at, you can get involved if you really want to. Go onto the Red Rose Recovery Facebook page, the website, there's a calendar, what's on calendar. It'll tell you about all the face-to-face groups, the online groups, how to get involved, become a member. So all the information's on there, and there will be phone numbers on there as well, so you can get in contact with us and obviously reach out. So get yourself involved. Can I ask everybody, because I think it's really important, I know we put it in the chat about liking and sharing, but to get this message out and to share to as many groups as possible, because potentially you could be saving someone's life, because they might see this and hear it, get involved, and that might transform their life. They might end up engaging in services, whatever services that looks like. So please share to as many groups as possible and keep doing it.
Well, I just need to emphasize that because there's a young man on here tonight and he's given me permission, Luke Harper. Luke needs as many connections as he can when he gets out. So Luke sadly tried to take his life through his mental health and he's in hospital at the moment. in a unit. He's due out in a couple of weeks, and he needs as many connections, as much support. We're trying to get him into a recovery house either in Accrington and Preston, but he needs, he's just said he wishes he was out there, but these are things.
And Emily, like, do you know, I was talking about how I was, about under 4 months ago, I was literally less than 10 miles away from exactly where I am now, living in a flat trying to hang myself, and here I am now. So Luke, mate, if you're watching that, there's a fire there.
He's
Keep
watching.
the faith, man. Things can get better. Keep the faith, bro.
Keep
All love,
asking,
mate.
Luke. We've all been there, pal, and I haven't known, but been there myself in active addiction. Sorry, the fire. Jesus. So yeah, we've all been there, when times have got really hard and we just want to take our life because we don't understand what's going on for us, and that seems like the easiest option.
Yeah.
But people need to realise that there's people out there what care and do love you. You're not on your own to suffer with this. Get involved and ask people for that support. It's so important. We can't eat that, I know.
We're gonna support him. He knows that we're gonna support him. He's still in hospital and he'll be out soon. The doctors are just helping him out at the moment. And then once he gets out, then he does need to connect. So and there's quite a lot of comments in here. So Chris Rowlands put, Luke, hit me up, bruv. We will get you connected. Jonathan Chapman, good evening, Glenn and Emily. Pete Yarwood, nice one. Jessica Porter. Oh, she thought that thing on that toilet was a Buddha.
No.
And can I also say hello to Deb Taylor, who's on now? I've applied for a job within Red Rose, so with liaison and diversion. So I'm waiting to hear if I get an interview. So I just want to say hi, Deb, and I like make really nice cups of tea, coffee, and I bring some really nice biscuits, chocolates if you want. I'm just putting it out there, not trying to get brownie points or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
Come on, Emily, you're brilliant at your job.
so I just want to say hi to Debs.
Don't we look like Queen?
You look like, what's that film? That horror film?
Mamma Mia.
No, you don't look like. No, what's that horror film where they all go down in the woods? What is it? Can't remember.
Blair Witch Project.
Blair Witch.
Well, folks, we're going to head off because my battery's about to die. So I hope you have a lovely time on the video and all that. We'll watch it when we get home. And good luck, Willie, mate, and love to you all.
Okay. Stay safe, lads.
God bless everybody.
See you later.
God bless you, lads.
See you later. Cheers.
Oh,
lads.
take care. Thank you, guys. Glenn,
Yep.
your Clayton's just put, Glenn, I seen someone from Red Rose in court. She said you was her boss. Really nice woman.
Right. Okay. I don't like being framed as boss, but I might have it on the jumper. But you know what I mean? No. Cheers for that. And just on that as well, before obviously we move on to Willie's going to do a bit of a talk about his story. I just want to put it out there as well. And I mentioned it. I did the stream for the North Love Lounge last week, and I mentioned the jobs in Kendal and the Haverick Post. Well, I just want to emphasize that because obviously we're going to be having more jobs that are going to be coming out in different areas as well. And it's not because we can't fill them, it's because we fill them and then people have progressed into different roles. So I'm just going to put it out there in the next potentially couple of weeks. There's going to be a few more jobs that are out there. So get on if you've got a criminal conviction or you've got offending history or lived experience, then get on the website and you want a job working with offenders and people with vulnerabilities or disadvantages, whichever way you want to put it, then give me a shout. On that note, I will hand you over to Emily and I think we're going to Willie, are we?
Yes. So the lovely Willie, I haven't seen Willie in person for a while, so I'm quite excited because we're going to meet up on Thursday at Church on the Streets in Burnley. Where
Yes, I'm excited about that, Emily.
I'm excited. Everyone gets excited about seeing me. It is quite an excitable thing. I understand. It's fine. I get that. So Willie's going to tell us, I'm going to let Willie lead with this, but an amazing man. I'm really, really happy that you've come on tonight, Willie, and I'm really grateful because it was sort of lastminute.com, but I'll let you take it away and tell the people
yeah.
All about
My
yourself.
story throughout life. My story started when I was about 5 years old, and you know, as a child, I went through a lot. I seen my dad hitting my mum a lot. I'd curl up in coal bunkers and things like that. Coal bunkers like they used to have in olden days. I'm not that old. And then basically, I grew up and I had nightmares. I couldn't sleep at anybody's house. I used to hear things. I used to see snakes flying in the dark. The wardrobes that we had in the house at that time, they had like glass on the top of the wardrobes. And I used to see faces and everything laughing at me in the wardrobes. I used to get out of bed, go into my mum and dad's bedroom, get downside at bed because I felt safe down there. And I used to curl up and go to sleep on the floor next to my mum's bed. And she'd always find me the next morning, either at the side of her bed, curled up with no blankets, or under her blankets at the bottom of the double bed. I used to go in the dog's bed as well. My dog, it was a collie, and I used to go into her bed to go to sleep, and she used to lie on top of me, and she used to growl and things like that. And you know, I felt right protective with with the dog, you know, staying with me and that lot. My sister didn't have any mental illnesses, so from 5 years old, I was seeing stuff and hearing stuff in my sleep, you know, looking at paintings on the walls. And when it was back then, I don't know if any of you have seen it, it was like a crying boy picture, and it's supposed to be dead old and something about it. I used to look at it at night, and I don't know, it used to send me into a mad trip, even being a kid. I did a lot of sleepwalking at my granddad's when I used to go to my granddad's all the time. I used to do a lot of sleepwalking down the stairs. I'd go in, I'd sit down, get up, and go back to bed. My granddad used to say to me next day, oh, Willie, you've been sleepwalking again last night. I used to sleepwalk every night. My mum used to find me in cupboards, wardrobes, bloody. She'd think I'd gone missing out of the house. I'd be under, like, you know how the chairs go under a table. Well, I'd be laid on the chairs under the table with a cloth over me, so they couldn't find me in the mornings. They had to look everywhere. They thought, where is he now? You know. So from there, growing up, I had to see a child psychologist in Saltcoats in Scotland, where I got brought up at, and it was rough in them days. And I seen a child psychologist, and he always said to me, you know, because I had so much fear into me, I feared a lot of things for some reason. And he used to say, think of your best, you know, have you got a kung fu expert or a wrestling man who you like? And I said, yeah, Bruce Lee at that time. And he used to say to me, think you're Bruce Lee when things like that happen to you. And I started getting along a bit better, getting confident a lot more. And the next thing I knew, I used to go and he used to show me pictures, dark pictures in a book. He used to flick through the book and he'd say, right, he'd say, what does that look like? And it was just my picture. And I used to just say the first thing that come into my head, the picture looked like. And there's no right answers and there's no wrong answers because everyone would say something different. Anyway, I was living in Scotland. I was bad at school. Had a lots of fights at school. Caused damage to a lot of stuff. So starting to grow up a bit more. we lived in another state in Scotland, I was still getting the bad dreams, the bad thoughts, nightmares, and basically stuff like that. I got into my teenage years, then a lot of it I turned to addiction because my mental health. Well, I didn't know then, but my mental health, I was suffering a lot. Used to get injections into my bum every 2 weeks for it, and I used to go out stealing for heroin and crack cocaine, and I'd fill myself full of that, and I didn't get the thoughts and the dreams and that lot when I were doing it. So I kept doing it and doing it and doing it. But the thing is, when you come off it again, like I was on methadone in prison, and I said I want off methadone, like I don't want to take this stuff no more. And the psychiatrist said, "Are you sure, Willie?" He said, "You're going to end up unwell." Anyway, I come off it, but things got weller for me, and then it went downhill again. I was in my cell. I thought I could hear people planning against me. I thought I could hear police officers, not prison officers, planning against me. I'd run to the cell door. I'd be listening at the cell door, and my mate would be like, "What you listening for? What you?" I said, "They're trying to kill me. They're gonna come in and kill me." Like, you know. He said, "Don't be daft, you're hearing things and stuff like that." And I went down to hospital and you know, stuff like that, and I was still unwell. And from from prison, I went to Kemple View Hospital in Langor, Blackburn, yeah. And the thing was, I got arrested for a corkscrew in my possession, but while I was in the town centre, I was hearing things in my head, so they arrested me for that. I was waiting for a psychiatrist to do what's it called, a report on me. So two psychiatrists did a report on me, and one said I had a personality disorder, one said I had schizophrenia, and they said that was the reason for the offence that took place. And they moved me after a while, put me on a section 37, which basically is a hospital transfer from prison that gives it the psychiatrist power to move you from a prison to a hospital. Anyway, I was in hospital. I was in there for a while, like still had trouble with everything. And I started going to Loft. Kemple View were taking a few lads anyway. Then they started saying to me, "Oh, do you want to go to Loft? It's where you talk about stuff and that, help other people, and they help you by the way you talk about things to each other." Anyway, so I started going to Loft meetings. I went once, and loads of people were going up. Loads of people were going up and talking about their addiction, the mental health, and that. And then I thought to myself, while I was sat there, I thought, these people is, they're the same things as me, Everything that's happening to them is happening to me in the same, well, not the same way, but, And I got up one time, Pete asked if I wanted to say anything, and I got up and I talked for ages, and everyone was laughing and that, and I started going more and more and more, built more confidence. I did a speech thing with Pete to get me more confidence as well, for talking to crowds and that. Anyway, I started doing it all the time, and I wrote my own book after that, about how from being mentally ill and addiction and getting out of that. So Kemple View moved me to the new place I'm at now. I can go out and that. My mental health is under, I've got medication now. I'm settled now. I go to the gym now. I go swimming now on my own. I go out on my own now, which hasn't happened for a long time for me. I've never been able to go on my own for a long while. And basically, I owe it thanks to Red Rose. So I wrote a book and put about them in the book and everything like that. And I've just, try to help everybody who I can go down that road and make them see that this mental illness, it's like, I think it's in 1 in 3 people that get it. Anxiety, depression as well. It's really hard to cope with that because I've coped with it. But I'd say to people out there, go and seek help, at a hospital or get a number to phone a counsellor up. There's counsellors that work all night in what they call the
Is it the Samaritans?
Samaritans, and the other one as well, isn't it? The mental health unit place that's open all night, 24 hours. That's open, and you can go up to a hospital and you can tell them you want to see a doctor if you're that unwell,
Yeah.
And I've done it a few times. They put me on the ward, and but I'm saying to people like struggle, try and get yourself into a routine with something. I get myself into a routine now, and I still struggle. I still get up days, and it hits me badly, and I've lived with it all my life, and so I know how it affects people. That, like the lads before camping out and that's brilliant to do something like that. You know what I mean? Gets you out and about. It makes people weller. So I'm writing another book. I'm going to write another book, and I'm going to put in it where I am now in my life, which is further on than I wrote the other one. And I just like to say to everyone that's listening to Love and Facebook is just keep on going and don't give up. I send all my love to a lot of you. Bye bye.
Oh, listen, Willie. Wow, right. Hold on a minute. Whoa. Right. So we've got Powerful Story, Jessica Porter. We've got Gary Flynn's watching. We've got Chris Rowlands, you're an example, Mr. McBlain. We've got Ev Webster's watching. Gary's on the train, so he said it's going in and out, but Willie, you're an ace, you're ace, brother. We've got David Thompson with Willie and some praying hands. Gina King, I like the way you talked about facing your fears with an alter ego. It seems to work for me. It's a propelling way to face our fears and our discomfort. Jessica Porter's put, is it the crisis team maybe? So is it the crisis team?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Peace and love, Willie, from Jessica Porter and Gina, especially when it's done in a positive way. You are an absolute inspiration to many. I think it's linked in really well with the fact that, like I mentioned, my friend Luke and then people about mental health, about, that this is where Luke's at the moment. So you'll be able to relate. And it isn't. It's tough. It's tough, and like you said, I mean, I've spoke to you, Willie, over the Christmas period, and you've had some low days.
Oh yeah, I've had a lot of low days over Christmas period and that lot. I've been in my bedroom and I've thought, how do I get through this? And I've just pushed myself out of the bedroom and just gone for a walk or something, just clear my head, or stuff like that. Basically, cycling. Anything.
Exactly. You do it. And it's a special lady's birthday today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my mum's 70th today.
Wow.
Senga.
So with Senga, if you're on, happy birthday. Wow. And what a lovely lady. Lovely lady. She's there to support you, Willie. It's just, she comes on to these, she supports you.
Yeah, my mum's been supportive since the age of 5, and she's been through prison with me. She's been through hospitals with me. She's been everywhere I've basically been, you know what I mean? And my sister as well. I love my sister as well. they've been there all my life. So I just like to say thank you to them.
That's amazing. Do you know what you are? You're amazing. And like I said, you're an inspiration to so many people. And that book, you know, it's brilliant. And we're going to, oh, you see, Luke Harper's just put, it makes me want to fight more. Do you know what I mean? Willie, so Luke's now saying he wants to fight more. So people like you, you know, that it makes him believe that there is a way out. There is a.
Of course there is. Yeah, there
That's
is.
what I mean. And Luke, if you stick around, you'll be able to meet Willie in person. He's ace, and can even have one of his, you know, we can get one of his books. And Jenna Hayes is on as well. Yes, Emily, Glenn, and Willie.
Yeah.
But like I said, Willie, you know, you're such a kind soul as well, and you'll help anybody, you know, and you are an inspiration to many. And like you said, your mum's been there, and that's important. I think it's important when you've got family that support you, because a lot of the time, sometimes family members get fed up of us, don't they? They just think,
Yeah, they do, and I feel really sorry for people, you know, are struggling like that. But like Luke, you know, he can get in contact with me anytime he wants, you know.
Thank you, and I'm sure he will do. You know, because at the end of the day, he's been in rehab. He's come out. Where he's at isn't working for him. You know,
No,
he's back in hospital.
You just seem to go round and around, don't you?
Yeah.
And it's hard to get off.
It is definitely it is, and we're hoping that Willie's going to become one of our volunteers. So that will be magic. I'm looking forward to that. So Willie, you know, get the process started, and Willie will hopefully be one of our volunteers in the East. So he'll be able to support people even more. And I think with your lived experience, Willie, I think it's just perfect, because you can truly relate to people.
Yeah. Right, Emily, I'm sorry, but I have to go.
It's all right. You just leave me and Glenn. Don't you worry. You take care. Thank you, Willie, so much.
I'll see you Thursday.
Thank you, Willie. Thank you, mate.
Take care.
See you later,
mate.
See ya.
Now I've got a song, not that I'm going to sing, obviously. Right. No, I've got no. Glenn. We'll end up with nobody. There'll be nobody. Yeah, Luke. Round. I just find it hard to get back to normal. Yeah. Well, you're going to be all right, Luke. Oh, hold on, Jenna. Do you want some company, guys? Jenna, how do we get Jenna on?
I'll sort it. I'll send her a link now.
Right, so, no, Bev, I'm not singing. Right, I love this video. I just love it. This is just for everybody that's struggling. I did send it to Luke the other day, but I'm gonna play it again. So where is it? Share screen. Just bear with me, guys. Share sound. Right. Can you see this? Can everyone see it? Can you see this, Glenn?
Yeah, yeah.
Right, I'm going to play it, guys. So this is for anybody and everybody that's struggling. Right, I'm going to play it, guys. So this is for anybody and everybody that's struggling.
If I stumble, if I fall, if I ever lose it all, when my back hits the wall, I'll still be standing. If I crumble till I'm gone, if I cry until I'm numb, when the lights go out, that's when I illuminate.
Inside of me, need depression, I'm feeling anxiety. It's a struggle, but normal, I try to be. But it's hard when there's no one who guided me. All these people who don't understand, judging inside, telling you be a man. Battling demons, I sink in the sand. Pop 2 or 3 Zans, now shit hit the fan. My thoughts suicidal. Friends that I thought was my homies, but they just done turned to my rivals. Right hand on the Bible, this one for the people going through things they ain't treating us equal. We all are the same. Gotta hold on, cause it's all in our brain. Gotta stay strong even though we in pain. Gotta have faith even though that sometimes that we feeling the same. I know that it's hard. I know that there's nights that we praying to God. I know that there's times that we feel like we lost and we wanna give up. Just know that you won. You stare at your phone. Everyone leave me alone. I do the shit on my own. Nobody care about me when I'm gone. Sick of the people that tell me I'm wrong. For everyone going through things in this battle of demons, just know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Whenever we feel like we bleeding, we gotta just keep moving forward. Everything has a reason. Just know that we gotta stay strong, man, for all of our friends and the people that need us. Jay.
If I stumble, if I fall, if I ever lose it all, when my back hits the wall, I'll still be standing. If I crumble till I'm gone, if I cry until I'm numb, when the lights go out, that's when I illuminate, illuminate. That's when I illuminate.
Never worry the people who's judging you. Only one is the one right in front of you. Just believe you can do what you want to do, and you see that the moment's in front of you. Know there's times when you feel like it's dark. Just know that there's light, you just gotta keep up. Gotta keep pushing, don't never give up. I've been through the struggle, I've been through the rut. I've been through the storm, been through the pond, been through the pain, well I feel like I'm gone. Panic attacks, wishing we wasn't born. Hospital beds while I stare at the walls. What's happened to me? What's good in my life, but this happened to be. Wish I could go back to live wild and free. Wish I could go back to the times when I feel like this not even me. I know that it's hard, I know that there's nights that we praying to God. I know that there's times that we feel like we lost and we want to give up. Just know that you won. You stare at your phone. Everyone leave me alone. I do this shit on my own. Nobody care about me when I'm gone. Sick of the people that tell me I'm wrong. For everyone going through things in this battle of demons, just know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Whenever we feel like we bleeding, we gotta just keep moving forward. Everything has a reason. Just know that we gotta stay strong, man, for all of our friends and the people that need us. Jay.
If I stumble, if I fall, if I ever lose it all, when my back hits the wall, I'll still be standing. If I crumble till I'm gone, if I cry until I'm numb, when the lights go out, that's when I illuminate, 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 illuminate. That's when I illuminate.
Well,
I wrote that myself, and I asked a guy to produce it for me, and I didn't really. That's just, you know what? That's just for everybody that's struggling, and it's a song that I listen to a lot when I'm having a bit of a bad day. So just thought I'd share that. Did you like that, Glenn? And Jenna?
Hi. I've missed the first like half an hour, I think.
Yeah.
I've just been to cinema with kids, so I thought I'd jump on.
Oh, you've
At the
very
end.
good. Thank you. It's nice to see you. It's nice to
too.
see you. I don't even know if we've got any more comments.
while you're looking through, Emily, do you want to introduce yourself, Jenna?
Yes, hello guys. I'm Jenna. I work for Red Rose Recovery through Liaison and Diversion Service in the East. So I don't usually attend these ones, but I thought I'd come on because they looked a little bit lonely tonight.
Wow, that's
There
true.
you go.
That's true. We've
Tell
got-
the
Oh, go on.
community what you do in your job role.
So it's based in the Blackburn and Burnley police stations, and when people are arrested and they've got vulnerabilities such as homelessness, mental health, substance misuse, they get assessed. If they think that we can help them in the sense of engaging with services, you know, diverting them to different types of services, then they get referred to us. We then have a chat with you, meet up, find out what's going on, see what we can help with, and kind of find the relevant service for that individual. Sorry, my dog's barking. And then we work with them until they're fully engaging, and then we pass them on to them services then. But yeah, it's kind of, you know, sometimes we can get service users through that, you know, have been through that same pattern of sometimes addiction, homelessness, mental health, and probably feel like that there isn't much help and they don't engage, and it is a real struggle. You know, because being in recovery myself, I do know that it is a struggle to get to that point of understanding that you need help and actually wanting the help. You know, but it's for me anyway, having kind of an experience of recovery and substance misuse, to try and use my experience to help others to kind of know that there is a better life out there, you know, that people can change and people can be helped, and that's what we try to do.
And it's really important, isn't it? I was having a conversation with someone else yesterday, and how about the transition from custody to service and the time frame that can take sometimes, depending on different services and stuff. And I can only use my own experience, but when I used to leave them custody suites and a referral then went into a service, that might take a month, 8 weeks, 2 weeks, depending on the service. And in that time, even though I might have wanted that support and I wanted to engage and I wanted that help, that time frame was a long period of time for me to then go back into the community and carry on doing what I was doing. And then it wasn't, I wonder why then potentially 4 weeks later, I was back in custody and being referred again. And it was just that constant cycle and cycle and cycle. And sometimes it was a case of I was back in custody before the other service contacted me. And it was just mad to see. But your job role, and our job role, should I say, is that about that transition, to be able to support them individuals while they transition from custody, while then referrals are going in and while that other service then picks them up. And then and sometimes we'll continue to do that as well. We'll continue to support them individuals. It's not a case of, oh, they're in service now, we'll just let go of them. It's a case of it gets evaluated on a weekly basis in meetings, and what they'll say, we'll look at, are the right services involved? Do they still need that support? And then we'll make a decision on when to let go. And in some cases, the beauty of being with Red Rose is sometimes that never stops, because when they then referring to ourselves or stuff, we can then continue to work with them in a different context. So I think it's really important, and I think that you're doing a great job, by the way. So I just put it out there.
Yeah, so it's also within our team, with especially around like the mental health stuff at the minute, there is long waiting lists for counselling or therapy and things like that. And we've kind of tried to have a bit of a chat and say, right, we need to go out there and find other services that provide this kind of support that may not take as long, that we may not even know about. We've just recently discovered that there's a lot of male mental health groups going on in Colne. I think there's one in Darwin. There's now one in Burnley that they've set up. And even them groups, if someone can be engaging with them sort of groups until they are, contacted by other services, then great, that, they're getting that support as well from elsewhere whilst waiting for different kinds of services. But it's just, we try his best, and with every person that comes through L&D and especially through Red Rose as well. So it's good.
Yeah, well, Chris Rollins has put, hi Jenna, and then Luke Harper's put, it's up to 12 months waiting list. like I said, I've spoke quite a bit about Luke tonight. Luke's in hospital at the moment after a suicide attempt. God bless him. He knows, I'm sure he wanted me to share this. You know, and it's just trying to find the right support when he gets out. You know, we're trying to get him into a recovery home where he, you know, his own self-contained flat where he gets regularly tested. But it's the mental, you know, that's the scary thing, isn't it? It's the waiting list. And like you were just saying then, you know, when I was in and out of the police custody, it was constant. It was just a constant. It became like nearly every weekend because there was nothing out there. You know, if I'd have had somebody like yourselves, that would have been, not saying it would have kept me clean and sober and stuff, but it would have been really, really helpful because there was literally nothing. You just sent back out. It's like, off you go. There's your court date, you know, and I just felt like there was nothing. So like you said, this is a massive help for people. Deb's put, you all do an amazing job. You make a massive difference. You can communicate on a different level of understanding. Jenna, you are fabulous. Emily, you are amazing. And Glenn, is a pleasure to work with you. Oh, damn.
I'll take that. But I must say as well on the back of that it's a case of obviously without the team, Debs. So Debs has done most of the interviewing myself. We started off with 3 workers, and we're now up to 13, I think it is, across Lancashire and Cumbria, and it just shows that the value that you guys are doing, Jenna and Red Rose and L&D in a partnership working. Just to let you know as well, we are doing a criminal justice Love Lounge, which is going to be on the 19th of February. There's a new service called Reconnect that's going to be coming on. It's a bit like what Jen has just described, but it's going to be working in the prisons and supporting people that are leaving custody on that end. So tune into that because it'll be interesting. But yeah, it is, and it's obviously I come through Red Rose 4 years ago, just over 4 years ago, and I had all the clinical aspects of going into treatment, prison, mental health, all them different services that was out there. And what I found is that they didn't work at that time, and because it might have been the case that I wasn't ready, but also the fact that I think they go hand in hand, and one without the other doesn't work for me, because when you need that structured clinical side of it, but you also need the social aspect of it, and that's what Red Rose and the community can offer. So joining up that together, I think that it just benefits everybody, and I think that's why it's been evident to see. So yeah, I'll stop waffling on because I know I can waffle on a bit. I'll pass you back to Emily. Is there any questions?
I'm just looking. Katie Marie's put, go on, Jenna. Katie Marie.
Okay, yeah, hi.
Teresa Hodges is watching. Hello, Teresa, my love. Teresa is one of our service users. Chris Rollins has put pugs, not thugs. Have you got a pug or something?
No, it's pugs, not thugs. Sorry. No, it's a bully.
Oh, right, Chris, can you get the dog right, please, if you're going to try and crack a joke on our, you know what I mean? Joe Bryan's watching. Hello, Joe. I think Glenn, can you say anything? Any comments? Because I don't know if I'm missing some. I'm not sure because.
I know, but I want to touch. What I want to go back to is Luke's comment about up to 12 months waiting list. So, if you do reach out and you do engage with Red Rose, there is other alternatives in respect of like therapy and stuff like that we might be able to signpost you in that way. I've got a meeting with a new service called New Leaf next week. Don't know what that looks like as of yet, but there is, and there's also, I know there's a lot of therapies and counselling placements that you can get support from. So it's not a dead end in the water. That's what I'm trying to say. And that if you keep communicating and engaging with services, you might be able to bypass that 12 months.
Luke is a service user. Luke's main concern is where he's at the moment. He's not happy with him. His concern is when he comes out of hospital that he so we're trying to find a recovery place in Preston or Accrington, is you know, so we're going to work on that and hopefully give him some stability and help him through that process. But he's watching from hospital, you know, he's been engaging, and he has spoke to another one of our workers at Red Rose. You know, and that goes for anybody that's struggling with mental health, and, you know, just reach out. You know, we've all been there. It's a scary time. We don't always get it right straight away, but
It's Paul.
Yeah.
I would do anything to get back to normal.
yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, personally, from a recent personal let me stop it a minute. Experience, you know, I've just had a really close family member take her own life, you know, through mental health. And it's an experience I don't ever want anybody else to go through, or myself, or, you know, because it's been such a devastating loss within the family, you know, within us all. Getting upset, but, you know, and I really, really hope that he can get, you know, the help, and know that there is people out there that will listen to him. Do you know, I would have hoped that she could have, you know, we've got a massive family and we all adored her, and, you know, if she just picked the phone up to one of us, we would have been there in a breath, you know. And I'm sure Luke's got family and friends and people that love and care for him that will pick that phone up, if, you know, or anybody else for that matter. Just do it. Just reach out. Tell people you're suffering. Tell people you know, you can't cope, or whatever's going on for you, because the loss is just devastating. It really, really is.
You can imagine. I mean, I was like, you know, I knew Luke was struggling, and then the next conversation was that he'd tried to, you know, they'd shut the road off, he tried to take his life, and, you know, and he ended up in hospital, and he's in the right place at the moment, and he's, you know, they're helping him massively. And I know that a lot of us, so a lot of people who are in addiction then go into recovery, you find that people aren't really your friends. It's like, and I think that's where he's struggling with people that he can trust, and people that they're not really that, if he goes back out there and relapses, they're not really that, so he's struggling with that. And I said that to him, you're going to find out who your friends are, who's really, and I probably have a couple of friends, I have acquaintances, people know, but I have a couple of friends and that are genuinely happy that I'm on this path. But then there'd be other people that wouldn't care if I went in and got on it with them, and, you know, it wouldn't be important to them. And I think it's just building that trust with people, and you know, just getting that safety net of people that do want him to better himself. But I know Luke walked by me, said he's got his nan, you know, he stays with his nan, but obviously that's not a full thing, you know, that's not something that he wants to be doing full time. So he has got family. But yeah, I mean, Jenna, I'm so sorry about your loss. I like I say, I'd spoke to you little bits, but I haven't seen you since then, and I have like checked in with you on but yeah,
I mean, I think, like you said, you know, around him having, you know, friends that he's used with, and friends that I think it's about, you know, trying to get involved, if it's whether meetings, Red Rose, or whatever, you know, getting involved, finding them connections, you know, making sure that you can trust somebody to be able to ring them up and explain that you're struggling, or whatever it may be. Because for me anyway, going through my recovery and finding the people I've got in my life now that I know that I can trust 1,000,000%, is really precious. And I think finding that and having that around, you know, having your safety net of people will massively help him. And I think it's just trying to get out there, and it's difficult. It is hard. I mean, we all have experienced it when we first come around recovery or whatever it is, you know, and it's just like, this is hard, trying to get away from what I used to be to being around people that I don't even know, I've never met.
Exactly. Lauren Simone is watching, and then Jessica Sudworks, but I know it's a long road, but I'll try anything to change the path I am on. Jessica has responded to say, mate, you can do it one day at a time, 1 hour if needed. Stay connected. Don't suffer in silence. Ring people when struggling. And have you tried meditating, mate? Do you know what? I wish I could meditate. I always say I'm a bit like an angry hippie. I'd love to be a hippie, but I'm too angry. love to be able to meditate, but Luke, if that's something that, you know, for anybody, I suppose meditation, I don't know, do you meditate? Do you, Glenn, Jenna, do you?
I don't sort of frame meditation, but I suppose you can describe that or in different ways, can't you? So I was having a conversation, I did some training a while back, and they were saying like, oh, when you count to 10, well, it's a form of relaxation, isn't it, about calming yourself and stuff. And even though it's not, it won't be looked at as meditation, it's still them coping techniques and coping strategies to bring your anxiety or whatever emotions it is that you're feeling. So no, I don't do meditation, but I definitely do have coping techniques to be able to manage my emotions, because we all go through them. And something that Jenna said then around the struggle that she's had in the last few weeks or few months, and we're not superhuman, are we? We all go through stuff on a daily basis, and people sometimes see and go, oh, you're doing so well, and look at where you are and what you're doing, and you're recovered and you're fixed and all that. And I think to myself, you're not in my head every day. Believe me, on a daily basis, I go through up and down, and that's all right. That's the best thing about it. It's okay. It's how we manage that. And for people that say that they don't struggle and they don't go up and down, then I don't believe them.
Exactly.
Because life brings different things and different challenges on a day-to-day basis. And what I'd say to Luke is it's about reaching out, and it just reinforces the message. I was just reflecting and reading his messages going back, and how important these platforms are, because it's like there's people that are isolating, struggling, in really dark places, and just to be able to come on here and have that conversation and chat, and that's been one of the positives for me around COVID. And I know there's not been many, but it's brought communities together, because I remember that without the digital platform, you used to go to just your local area, and I might not be able to see Emily or Jenna and stuff because you was focused in your area. Now you can jump on a Zoom or a Teams, and it's just brought different areas together. So yeah, it is.
And
it's
to be
really
honest,
important.
not seeing me would be a terrible thing for a lot of people. So you are blessed that you've got Zoom, that you can actually log on and see me. I get it. I do get it. Can I just say to Jo Bryan, she's put angry hippo. You do make me laugh, Emily. I didn't say I was an angry hippo. An angry hippie. I know I need to go to like Slimming World or what have you, but I don't think angry hippie. Jessica's put breathe work is so important. It really has helped me. We are humans, don't breathe properly, especially when stressed. Actually, that's quite true. I never thought about it like that. And Luke said that he'll try anything. He likes music therapy. Do you know what, Luke? On a Monday on Red Rose, on Zoom, we do have a music therapy group, and it's absolutely fantastic. I came when I first came out of my my last relapse. That was one of the ones that I actually loved doing that. So you can, Luke, if you've got the Telegram app, I think you are still on that. Or anybody that's watching this, music therapy is bob on Zoom. You get to pick your own song. It gets played. You can talk about what it means for you. And it does really help. There's quite a lot of people that benefit from that. So I just think, Luke, you see, he's put hippo, Emily, new name now. Right, Luke, I've been really nice to you, and I've been trying to big you up on here. So now it's getting personal. I'll message you later. Man. Right, Glenn, go on. Is there anything you want to say? Because I'm just looking at. There's not Terry Gallagher. So she likes the breathing techniques, helps us stay in the present.
What I will say, just want to give Dan Littlechild is watching as well. So
hello, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Nice to see you down south somewhere, living it up. Yeah, so these platforms are for the community. They're not ours. We just put that framework around them and support them. So there's opportunity for people to come on here. I know that it's not for everybody, and that's fine. But if you do want to come on and share your story, or you want to come on and get and engage with then get in contact with the team, and I'm sure that we can make that happen. And you potentially could be coming on and sharing your story, and it's about being relatable to other people, isn't it? And other people be able to go, oh, I'm going through that, or I've gone through that, and this is where I'm at. And we can do it, and I've done it many times, and Emily has, and Jenna has, and stuff like that, and we can continue doing that. But you probably get bored of hearing me because I can talk crap all night. But it's about getting that diversity on. So what I would say is get involved, come on here, and be inspirational.
Definitely. Yeah, Dan's saying yo, hi Rookie, hi Glenn, hi Jenna, hi Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Oh, miss Dan, because I have to just be rude to Glenn now because I can't be rude to Dan because Dan's not here anymore. So it's okay. Yeah. Right, Luke's going now. Love you all. Bye bye, Luke. Luke's off.
See you later,
now.
Luke.
Take care, Luke. Hope you enjoyed that show. I find it really interesting that Jenna, before you came on, it's like young Will, he's just so amazing because I was just saying about how he's going to help be a voice for young people. Because I remember when it went to the Christmas Love, he was saying that he was young and he's in addiction, he's in recovery now, but that he didn't have to have that 20, 30 years of mayhem and pain, and he wanted to get it right early. And I said that that's a big thing because a lot of youngsters, I mean, my son, quite open about my son's struggling, and I think sometimes it's, well, all my mates go out, well, they all do, they're all young, I remember if somebody had told me at 21, you've got an addiction, you've got a problem, I'd be like,
yeah,
listen. And I remember actually saying to somebody when I went to Inspire and I did my detox, like, how am I going to ever have fun? How am I ever going to enjoy myself? Because there's christenings, there'll be weddings. How am I supposed to, Christmas, how do I get through that? And people be like, well, you can go to things sober and you can dance. I was like, that's absolutely ridiculous. What an insane thing to say. How can you dance sober?
Yeah.
How can you not have cocaine? Dance and that's pathetic. What the fuck? And then I went to that dry wave last year. Absolutely loved it. My daughter was quite embarrassed because she went with me. I thought I were proper, like, me Adidas trainer. And she was like, oh my God. But I had the best night ever. There was no trouble. There was no fighting. There was no nothing. I didn't get arrested. I loved everybody. It was amazing. Do you know what I mean? And I just thought, what an experience. So it's true. You cannot, I have a lot more fun. I don't actually remember having fun in addiction. I don't know if, so.
I think as well, like coming through, getting in clean and being in recovery young is quite, for me anyways, inspirational. It's like you said, at that age, you're like, I've got loads of years left in me. I mean, even at my age now, I'm not young, but I'm not like old, and it's like when I first came into recovery, it's like, what am I gonna do? Do you know what I'm gonna do now? I've spent however many years doing this and that for years. What am I gonna do now? Do you know? And for young ones to come through, to get clean, to stay clean, it's quite inspirational, especially when, like you said, they've got the friends, they've got other kind of things in the life that you think, oh, I want to go on holiday, like young holidays with all your friends or young days out and all that kind of stuff. But they do it, and it's like, wow, I mean, it's like you said about going out, like that dry wave. I went to one in October, and I've been to loads of like unity days and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm not gonna dance. So I come out dripping with sweat, hair everywhere. And I had a really, really good night. And I know that I can do that now. I don't need a drink or a drug in me to have a good night.
Yeah, exactly. Glenn, what about you? Do you go dancing, Glenn, in any sort of dancing?
Well, you might have seen. I know we're on a screen and that, but I can't walk, so I don't go dancing.
Listen, I bet you still listen. You'll be. I bet you go and do a bit of cheeky dancing.
Listen, I in my day I could pull some moves out. Let me tell you that. Yeah.
Here we go.
I had it going on.
I can imagine that, Glenn.
But no, I'm a bit boring in my old age now, and I'm not old, even though I got framed as being old by Will before. But never mind, saying I need a hip replacement. But no, I'm comfortable in my own. I'm in my own environment now, so I don't need people around me. Where back in the day, it was about wanting to be accepted by others, and I think that you touched it on, Emily and Will, about the people that I was round. I thought was friends at that time, and they wasn't. They was associates, and that ended up getting me in a lot of trouble because just wanting to be accepted, part of the furniture with them and stuff like that, and to the extent where I ended up serving prison sentences that I never even committed, and it was for other people. And when I was sat there doing years in prison, they never even come and see me, sent me a postal order, and I was sat there in a prison cell for thinking, "Well, I've not even done anything wrong here, but I'm serving a sentence for somebody." And I had to get out of that mindset of finding out who my friends was, and I can probably count on two hands now who I've got really, who I'm close to, who I trust, and the people that I thought was my friends, I found they wasn't, and I had to distance myself from them and take myself out of that environment. And with substances and alcohol and stuff, sometimes they're just symptoms of our own behaviour. And what I found is when I stopped taking them, I still had the same behaviours there. And it was me that was the problem, not drugs or alcohol. It was me, and it was only when I started looking internally at myself and what I could do instead of blaming everybody else, probation, police, everybody. When I used to go back to prison, it was everybody else's fault but my own. And because I was blaming everyone externally, it was like I didn't look at myself, so I didn't work on myself, and because I didn't work on myself, it was back on that revolving door. But anyway, yeah, that was me. And then when I realized it was me and I started looking at myself and taking responsibility and accountability for me, things started to change. And then everything started to fall in line, and I started to get things back that I'd lost. So yeah, I'll leave it there. I won't go into too much of my dark days, as I put it.
You doubt it. Yeah, well, we've got Lorna's watching. Hello, Lorna, and John Walton. John Walton's chats are really good. His lives are really good. Quite interesting fella is John. Have you watched them? Have you seen him?
No.
Well, interesting fella, John Walton. If you get he goes live and he's very inspirational. I think that's all I can say on my chat. So
no problem.
You know what? We've done all right, haven't we? Really?
We always do all right. His personality. That's what it's about. I could sit on here for 3 hours and talk about myself.
Then you could sit anywhere for 24 hours and talk.
No, I'm only joking. It's not about. It's definitely not about me. It's definitely about you guys that are watching. And I think that we need to do this a bit more often, around being a bit more spontaneous and just getting people on that. So if you want to come on and they're willing to come on this platform, put it out there and say, okay, you want to come on? I think it'll be interesting, like Jenny did. Just put it out there on the chat.
Yeah,
I'll come on. So
yeah. So well, John Walton's put thank you. You're all doing brilliant. Well done. Thanks, John. And Jessica Porter has put related to everything you've said. Oh, so that's good. You know what I mean? It means a lot when people get something from this and they can relate. It's massive, isn't it? I think it is. Well, I've enjoyed it tonight. Thank you very much.
Well, George just said Glenn can talk a glass eye to sleep.
Wow. Wow. I'm a hippo. Yeah. I'm a hippo. So it's like Joe's full of insults tonight.
You know what I mean? You come on here to connect with the community, and all you get is insults. I'm not doing them anymore.
I think Joe's feeling it because she's got COVID, so I think she's just feeling a little bit angry at the world. It's all right, Joe. You can take it out on us. We get it. Get well soon and all that.
No, that's the wrong answer. I've just said look internal. Don't look at everyone else. Blame everyone else.
Right. Okay. Joe, sort yourself out, love, please. Sort it out. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and having a pity party, and look internally and stop being nasty to people.
I think so we're in now. We've been on here about an hour and a half, so I think
Yeah.
that we'll probably tie it up now. I think people are getting, they're probably getting bored of me. I don't know about you two, but I'll speak
No,
for
you won't be getting
myself.
bored of us. It'll just be you.
So these are on more Saturdays. Tune in. There'll be different guests on. There'll be different hosts. We'll try and mix it up a bit. And I hope that we have been relatable. And I hope that we've supported people that are out there. And if there was one message that I want to land while doing it, is that if you are struggling, reach out to somebody. Because it does help. And you might get the support you need. And it doesn't matter who it is. Find that person that you need. Could be a family, friend, service, whoever it is. Because that's what we're in it for. Well, it's definitely what I'm in it for, to try and support people and show people that there is a different way of living. So on that note, I'll let Emily turn around and say her goodbyes, and Jenna.
Thank you very much. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's been lovely to see Jenna again. So that's nice. That's made me smile. Thank you.
Thanks, guys, for letting me just jump on halfway through.
It's been good. It's been good.
It was
Thank you.
nice to be on. Nice to see you both.
Okay. Right. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you probably next week. And if the ones that do, get onto the Red Rose Recovery website. These are recorded, so if you've missed it, you can, and you want to go back to it, go on to Red Rose Recovery on Facebook, go into the video section, and you will see a host of, for the last two years, is it, Emily, that we've been doing these?
Yeah.
With different people and different guests. So have a scan through them, and you can still comment as well. So on that note, I'll see you later, guys, and have a good weekend.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
See you
Bye-bye.
later. Bye.
Bye.